Welcome to another No Pro Joe review. Today we're talking about upgrading your kit lens with this guy, the Sigma 17-50 OS f2.8. Stick around. How we doing today? Nice to see you. Hope everybody had a happy holiday. Now if you're like me and you want to upgrade your APS-C Canon kit lens from the 18-55 STM to something that lets in a little more light, then you might want to be looking at this guy right here, the Sigma 17-50 f2.8 OS. Now the OS stands for image stabilization, like the 18-55 has image stabilization. So you get a couple stops of light stabilization out of that. It's 17-50, it's not 18-55, so you're a little wider on the wider end. It's noticeable, but not that much noticeable. But let me get to the cons first about this lens, the things that I don't like, and it's few. You'll notice this is your focus ring. Now, when you hit your focus button on your camera, this moves. All right. Now, if you got your hand under your camera and you're shooting, and you hit the focus button, you can feel it. You got to make sure that hand is out of the way. I don't like that so much. I guess I'm just used to the internal focusing or focus by wire with the STM lenses, so it's not something that I have had to deal with before. So that's one thing. Other than that, when you're, you don't even rattle it. I don't suggest rattling your lens. But, just picking it up, moving the lens around, you can feel the elements moving around. That's obviously the stabilization system in there. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it, but, gives you that uneasy feeling when you're moving your camera around. You can feel the optics moving. Other than that, those are my only two complaints I have with this lens. It's very sharp. It's quick autofocusing. Basically, this one lens right here will be able to replace not only your kit lens, but if you have one like me, I have a 24mm prime 2.8. I have a 50mm prime 1.8, which you're not really going to replace that. It's nice to have that 1.8, and you're also replacing your Canon 18-55 kit lens. Now, first thing you're going to notice when you pick these up is there's a significant weight difference between these two. This is made of mostly heavy plastic, metal, and rubber. This is all plastic, and completely. Even the mount is plastic. So you can see, got a plastic mount on the Sigma. It's metal. It's hefty. This lens is very hefty. I'm sure the body is made of metal. You can feel it. Now, one thing you don't want to do, just to jump around a little bit, I'm sorry. When you're in autofocus, do not try and turn the focus ring. It's connected inside. If you want to go to full manual focus, you have to undo the manual focus button. All right. Now, the throw on it is extremely short. But let me tell you what, just since I've been using it, pulling focus with it is a lot easier in manual focus, because you're not, that focus by wire on all the STM lenses, they're just focused by wire, so it is not very accurate when you're focusing. You can really pull focus with that manual focus on this Sigma lens. I have some samples of the 18-55, the 17-50, the 24, and the 50 in their respective focal lengths, showing the sharpness between them. So I'm going to go ahead and put those up and let you take a look at them. You can see that the 18-55 is a little bit softer than the 17-50. Now, I ran them all at the same aperture rating. It wouldn't be fair to drop to 2.8 on the 17-50, so I ran it at 3.5 for the 18mm test. They're both at 18mm. Now you see at 24mm, the 18-55 the 17 to 50 and the 24 millimeter. Now they're both at 4.0 aperture, and you can see again the Sigma looks a little sharper. And now we have the three lenses at 50 millimeters, and that is at 5. I set them both to all the 5.6, and you can see that the 50 millimeter STM edges out the Sigma 17 to 50 just by the slightest. It's just slightly sharper, but I mean, you know, the difference is slight. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at these lenses and see the differences in size. Now you can really see the size difference between the 17 to 50 Sigma as compared to the Canon STM. There's a big size difference there, and definitely see the difference between the 50 millimeter and the 24 millimeter lens. They're teeny tiny compared to the Sigma, which I'll tell you has its benefits. When I go out walking around just shooting photos, I really like having the 50 millimeter on my camera. But the versatility of the 17 to 50 is a really nice added value to it. Plus, this 50 millimeter doesn't have any image stabilization. I mean, when you're shooting at higher shutter speeds, not that you really need that, but it is nice to have. Of course, you do have image stabilization on your 18 to 55, and on this 17 to 50, you have image stabilization also. This lens is heavy, and there is no IS on the 24 millimeter STM either. And again, you get that stepper motor technology where you can spin this wheel all the time. I mean, you can have full-time manual focus, but it is by wire, as where, you know, your Sigma, it is not by wire, and that throw is not very much. And you do have your infinity markings, which is nice for doing star photos or anything at distance, aurora photos, fireworks. So there you go. 17 to 50 Sigma, really nice lens. I like it a lot. It's heavy, man. When it's on your camera, it weighs big time. You got a 77 millimeter filter thread on there, so which is the same size as like a L lens, a Canon L lens. So if you have some of those filters, you're good to go. If you don't, guess what? You're gonna need to buy those if you use filters. Now, the one thing I will say in closing, and I'll show you a little test of it, the autofocus on the 17 to 50 is loud. I mean, really loud. You can actually hear it big time. Let me go ahead and show you the difference between the 17 to 50 and the 18 to 55 autofocus motors. Alright, here's the 17 to 50 autofocus motor. There's a 17 to 50 autofocus motor, pretty loud. This is the 18 to 55 autofocus motor. Can't even hear it. That's the STM, that stepper motor technology. It's super quiet. So, if you're doing video on autofocus, you're probably going to want to stick with your STM lens. If you're pulling focus, you're going to definitely want to go with the Sigma. It pulls focus a lot better. You have a much wider aperture, so you're letting in a lot more light. And generally, it's a little sharper. Not a ton sharper, but a little sharper. So, there you go. That's my quick review of the 17 to 50 Sigma OS f2.8. It is for crop sensor cameras, APS-C Canon cameras. It is not for full frame cameras. So that you want to keep in mind if you're going to get this lens. Who's this lens for? Definitely for photography. Definitely photography. If you're taking pictures, this is a great upgrade for your kit lens. It's a touch sharper. Autofocus is about the same speed. I'd have to say the STM might edge it out just a little bit, but it's very close. You've got a constant f2.8 aperture. I think it's a great upgrade. This can be purchased on eBay for about $2.99. So if you think about it, you get your kit lens, which obviously came with your camera, if you bought it with a lens, and then you buy a 50mm STM and a 24mm STM. There's another $290 right here for these two lenses. So essentially, when you have the 17 to 50 Sigma f2.8, you have all your focal lengths in this one. Wide to telephoto, and you're spending that $2.99, but you're getting through the entire focal range. So I don't know. I think it's a good deal for video. If you're one of those people who like to run on autofocus, if you're using an off-camera mic, it's fine. Like with my lavalier mic, you wouldn't hear this thing adjusting. So you know, it's your choice. So about $420 on Amazon, $2.99 on eBay. I'll put links in the description below. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below. And yeah, that's it. 17 to 50 Sigma OS HSM f2.8. Great little lens, especially for the price. Got mine, like I said, on eBay for $2.99. So it's a really, really good upgrade for the kit lens. Am I going to get rid of my kit lens? No. I love this little STM. This thing is great for autofocus especially. But you know, I found the limitations with the non-constant aperture. So darkening from 18mm to 55mm, you know, especially for doing video. So if you're zooming in on something, you know, just it's hard to keep that balance. I mean, yeah, you can bump it up to 5.6. It still darkens though, so because that aperture is moving. Anywho, all right, y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.